New for you tonight, two young children are alive thanks to the actions of a 23-year-old. Jeremy Bach and his girlfriend Cassidy Coker were fishing on the far east end of Galveston Island, and they saw a family in jeopardy, and Jeremy ran towards the action to help.
I would say both of the children had to be less than 10 years old.
Yeah.
Definitely not big enough to be swimming in the ocean, especially not in that location around all those rocks.
Jeremy Bach and his girlfriend Cassidy Coker were enjoying a calm fishing trip to Galveston Labor Day weekend, but then they heard screams.
So I looked at the water and I saw little hands sticking out the water. And right away I dropped my fishing pole and I ran over there so I jumped in and I picked her up.
He brought the little girl to safety.
And I heard that people were still screaming. So I went back in the water. I just happened to grace up against this kid that was under the water. I didn't know it was a kid at the time, but I reached down and I picked him up, and he was completely unconscious.
Both children would survive, but Jeremy was injured, bleeding from his foot. A Good Samaritan helped the couple get to the car to head to the hospital. But for Jeremy and Cassidy, this story is really about safety.
I think it's really an area meant for fishing, and that's it. It's not to be swam at.
And she's right. Chief Peter Davis says the Boddicker Drive Ship Channel area has long been a water safety hotspot. It's a popular fishing area, but with the strong tidal currents, there's been deadly situations involving kids in the water. He says the problem has been largely mitigated in the past 15 years with the city ordinance prohibiting swimming and the installation of safety signage. But danger still lurks, and for Jeremy at least, it's up to parents to be smart with their kids.
Make sure your kids are not anywhere near the inlet. Don't let your kids swim around the rocks. Make sure your kids know how to swim before you go to the beach. But just use common sense. And I'm so glad we're not here talking about two kids that passed away.